Okay, everyone, it's Honey. I'm just gonna do another tutorial because I'm most likely gonna be playing Black Ops 6. Okay, so this is just a quick tutorial, quick Oki thing that I wouldn't say that I found out, but I've been testing it out. Yeah. Anyways, so I found this Oki because I was watching some guy commented that he was trying this in my other video. I forgot his name, but I'll screenshot it and put it there. And I was trying it out, right? So what it was pretty much this. What is it? 1 down forward and then down forward 3. That's not very consistent. Okay, so if we go like here, right? See how inconsistent that is? It's not consistent really, right? And even if I were to run up and like jab, it's still not very consistent. Like there are just times where like that would work there, but there are just so many other times where it just doesn't, like, you know, when you hit that low wall splat and it just like dropped after down forward 1 at the wall. That's pretty much what happens. And I mean I can't demonstrate it here because it happens, like, but I just don't know how to get to that situation. Like even the wall spotting in this game is inconsistent. But I don't want to ramble on too long because I don't want to, like, you know, make this too long or anything. But pretty much in the video I was talking about and how to do like optimal Lars Oki, copy this guy, which is from GriffinZ. This is pretty much the Lars Oki, right? And you could do whatever you want. You go to silent entry. I found that is really good, but it's not, it kind of falls short in a way, right? It falls short because you don't really get that much damage. Like you get 20 damage, but let's say what if I told you that you could double that? You know what I mean? So what is the new Oki? It's like, if so you're watching my Smurf videos, my other replays, you might see that I was trying it, but when I was smurfing and I was trying this out, this new Oki, it seems very effective, and I was using it in high ranks too in my main account, and it's very good. Okay, so pretty much forward 1 2 3. It's so consistent. You get people like every time, even in the high ranks. It's very like people don't know what to do against it, right? This is just very consistent, right? You see that? So that's what forward 1 2 3 does. Okay, it leads into Den mixup, then it leads into SEN mixup. Okay, so like this. Oh, hold on, I gotta make sure Brian wall splats. Right. Then you have to block one or the other, right? But I'm gonna turn off heat as well. So let's just say that I don't have heat though. Where is the heat? So it leads into 2 situations in which they have to block this. What the heck? There, right? So it leads into 2 situations where they have to block, right? And if they block Den 3, they lose to this if they match, right? Which is okay, but let's say if they do block it, then you lose your turn, right? But you have so much more opportunities, right? So let's say if you do this, you have Den 1 plus 3 plus 4 2, right? This to fish for both, right? So what is the situation here, right? So if you wall splat them, you could do this if you know that they're gonna get up and block, so you have a SEN mix-up, which is really good, right? But then here's where you could do 40 more damage, right? If you know that they're gonna stay on the floor or get up and block mid, you could do this and lead forward, right? And this means they have to block. They have to block, otherwise SEN 1 is guaranteed too, right? But then this, you could also do other things, right? If you want to try to get more damage, right? So it becomes like 2 50-50 situations in which they will most likely, you know, have trouble in, right? But there's also another thing that they could do too, where if they just stay on the floor, right? Then you could guess here, right? You could see that they stay on the floor, right? And you don't have to do what I just did, which is Den 3, right? You see it whiffs? You could do the Den 2 too, right? So you can always hit on the floor no matter what, right? But here's another thing that's really cool about this Oki is that you can do this, and do that, right? And it does more damage than just a typical like wall ending where it's like this, right? I don't know why Brian wall splat. See that low? That's what I'm talking about. Is that low wall splat? Like it just fucking happens, dude. And that's what happens when you try to do this situation, which is from the guy who commented. Which is why I recommend just doing forward 1, 2, 3. It just leads into, it's consistent and it just leads into so much more, right? So the thing that's really good about this Oki situation is that it's very confirmable to see what the opponent is doing, which it's not bad, you know what I mean? You can kind of hit confirm if this is on counter hit too, and then you could go for this and just get another like wall splat, right? And you see them stay on the floor, you could also do that. So the thing is that you could also go to limited entry as well. So if you do this, you could go here, right? You hold down and you could do a limited entry as you're doing this Oki situation, which is so sick, dude. So you can do this, and you can do that, and go there, right? So it's also really good if you have heat. But like I said, this Oki situation is so good because you have so many ways to go to heat. You go here, and you go here. And you get heat again, right? And one thing that's really good about this thing is that, oh, I fucked that up. But, you know, one thing that's really good about this, too, is that you can also wall splat here. And you can do this situation where you like wall splat again, you know what I mean, in heat. Okay, so let me see if I can try to get this in heat. Random block, shuffle. So I just do shuffle because it gives you a really good indicator if it would work or not, and then you go try it out and it also works. But shuffle pretty much means like, oh yeah, they might be able to get it, you know. Oh yeah, random block. I'm trying to make sure that he random blocks if we there you go. When he gets up, right? Yeah, you see how that gets you heat? It's really good for that situation, right? But yeah, you see how that's the only way how most people could beat this situation, okay? If they do that kip up is what I would say. Because then this is when you want to start doing this, right? Den 2, but you only get like a very tiny combo. And that's the only downside about this Oki is that if they kip up, then you have to resort to this. If you do Den 1, it's okay, but it's not amazing too. It's more like a lower wall splat, and this usually loses to a lot of the other get up kicks, okay? That's and kip ups. It loses to a lot of things. I mean, this is okay. It catches some kip ups sometimes, but Den 2 is what you really want to go for because it hits grounded too. So, but never go for this. Never go for this or never go for this in the Oki situation. But if you're a Lars player, try out this wall ender. It's really good Oki. I'll put out some replays. Hopefully I have some.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay, one last thing. I might be going in circles. You could also delay. You could also delay a lot of things, right? Right? If you know that they're gonna tech roll right and tech roll left, which is some ways that you can negate some damage if you're on the receiving side, like the Brian side, I should say. You could negate it just by rolling slowly on the floor. That's the only way that you can negate it. And as a Lars player, you have to just delay your timing so that Lars realigns himself on the axes. But anyways, I'm going to put some replays of this in action. And if you're a Lars player, try this out, alright? That's all. Skirt!